Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got a special treat for you guys today. I was actually contacted by the team over at Dehancer. They want me to review their product, which is a film emulator that consumers can use to give their footage a film-like feel. What's crazy is I was actually researching their product prior to them contacting me. So this is actually going to be perfect. You'll be able to see a real life application. I pulled some footage off of one of my hard drives, so I'm just going to give you guys a look at me using the product. And in the end, I'm just going to let you know who it's for, and I'll give you a couple of pros and cons to using this product. All right, so let's dive in. Let me just preface with this. I'm not a pro colorist. I do try to recall from memory what the footage looked like on set the day of. I just want to, just let you know, you may or may not use every drop down. I don't. Truly, you have to go in and you have to make the look that you want, which is what I do. So putting it out there, I am not a professional. I do aim to get better, with every project that I do. So just as long as you know. All right, so we'll go into the color management tab. So we're going to choose Davinci RGB. For timeline color space, it's going to be Davinci wide gamut intermediate. Output color space is going to be Rec 709 gamma 2.4. That's for me. I'm not on a Mac. I'm working off of a PC. Next, we're going to go into camera raw. So for the raw profile, I chose Blackmagic Raw. I shot on the Pocket 6K Pro. Don't mess with the decode quality. And for decode using, I chose Project. Your color science, Gen 5. White balance, as shot, color space, Blackmagic Design, gamma, Blackmagic Design film. And I did choose to check this for highlight recovery. Here is some footage that I pulled in. I pulled in a few clips. I'll probably just work on the one. I just want to keep this short as possible for you guys. Dehancer, they do have a recommended node tree, and I'll just pop that up on the screen for you. So we have a noise reduction, white balance, contrast, saturation and density. We have your power windows next, outside node, then you have a parallel node for skin, color space transform. Your next node will be your Dehancer node, and then at the end, if you need to do any sharpening, that's this node here. What you want to do is we're going to go into the effects tab. I already have Dehancer in my favorites. You could do that. You could look it up. You could go into the search bar, whatever you want to do. And we're just going to drag that over to your Dehancer node. You do have a lot of drop downs that you can work out of. I will only go into the ones that I used personally, but feel free to explore. So the first drop down that we're going to use, we're going to pick our camera. So we'll go into source, choose camera. Again, I shot on the Pocket 6K Pro. That's Blackmagic. 6K Pro, film Gen 5. And as you can see, it already made some adjustments here. This looks good. I do feel, like I said, I do feel like working out of the Dehancer node automatically is gonna put you, it's gonna speed you up. All right, so next we're gonna go into the film tab. This tab is for your film stocks. There are so many in here. 60 plus, I believe. There's a lot to choose from: Kodak, Polaroid, Fujifilm, Cinestill. Like there are endless options, man. So you choose what you want. I think that I'm definitely going to use Kodak. Let's see what the Ektar looks like. That does look good. Ektar 100. I like the gold. All right. And so basically we're already getting off into our look. So before, after, we got a little bit of ways to go, and basically, you just go off of your creativity. It's your art. Everything is subjective. You make it look the way that you want. Film developer, that's basically going to give you the option to take a deeper dive into developing your look. We can work on contrast. See, if I drag that all the way that way, it's going to get a little bit darker. And then if I go to the left, it's going to lighten it up. But I do like contrast, so I'm definitely going to add a little bit in. Gamma correction. It does lighten it up a bit. I'll pump that up just a smidge. Color separation is by default at 100. I don't really see any changes going on here, so I'll just leave that alone. And then you can do color boost. That's pumping a lot of reds in. And then if you go to the left, you're going to be doing some desat. I'll just add just a little bit here. The next tab, we have film compression. So we'll just enable that. And again, you're basically just dialing in your look. Impact isn't doing anything here. You can definitely touch your white points here. Nothing is happening here. But when I get to tonal range, you can see in the highlights here on the shirt and over here on the pillows on the bed, that tonal is actually affecting my highlights here. And then we have color density. Nothing happening there. And I don't want to make this look flat, so I'm definitely going to bring this back this way to the left. Okay, so in the expand drop down, this is to have control over your black and your white points. I already had that enabled, so here we'll pull the blacks down. So if we go to the left on the black point, you see the change there. I don't want to do that. We'll go back to 0, and then see, that'll darken that down. I don't want to do that either. I don't want it too dark. I don't want it too light. I'm just trying to get it just right. I will bring my white point, bring it back to the left. And that looks good to me. Okay, so now we're at the print. And the print is basically that's basically what your final product would be if you choose to use that. So that would be like if your final product was going to be, it's the paper that'll be printed on. Let me show you the drop down here. We have the option of Cineon film log, Fujifilm, Kodak 2383, and then glossy. This is the paper, like the final product, like if this is going to be on like a projector, this is the final look that you're going to give it. So let's just take a look and see what Fujifilm looks like. It's harsh, not really feeling it. Let's take a look at glossy. I kind of like it. You see how deep these reds are? 2383 is not so bad. To be honest, I really can't choose, but I think I'm gonna go with this glossy, okay? I do want to bring up the exposure. I did have a big light source over here. I was looking out of a large window here in the hotel room, and it was around golden hour. So let's check out the tonal contrast. I don't want to take the contrast out. I just want to add a little bit back in. Color density, I don't want to desaturate that, so, and I don't want to take it up too much. And let's take a look. That's where we were in the beginning. That's where we are now. Of course, you know what saturation is. And again, you're just going in to make it look the way that you want. Color head. This is basically a way for you to do some split toning. I feel like there's enough yellows in here, but I'll drag this down so you guys can see how this is affected. And then when you add the blues in, I don't want it to be too cool. I think I'll leave that alone. Magenta, and then your greens. You know, you can go in and make this look the way that you want. Make it look sci-fi, make it look dramatic, make it look whatever your genre is, whatever look that you're going for. Dehancer really kept the creatives in mind when they made this software. I appreciate you guys for that. Cyan. That's cooling it off a little bit too much for me. But I think that looks good right there. Your shadows. I don't want to mess with that too much, and I can see here in my hair that there's a lot of red in there. I don't know if you guys can see that at home or on your phone, wherever you're watching from. Here you're touching your midtones. You can cool off your midtones. And your highlights as well. I like it there. An impact. This is basically like opacity. By default, it's at 100. And you can see here how it's changing when I bring this down. Film grain, of course you know what that is. You do have several options that you can choose from: 8mm, 16, 35, and 65, and there are different ISOs that you can choose from. So let's take a look and see what 8mm at 250 looks like. And this is at 50%. So let's bump it up to 100. Looks real mushy here. %, looks good. Let's take a look at 16mm at 500. You do see the grain there. This is at 70% by default. I think I'll do 35. and I'll just drag this down to around 20%. That looks good to me. Halation, I'm good on that. Bloom, I do like how it gives me that little glow effect here. And that's fine for me. The only other thing that I'd probably put, or that I'd use the drop down, definitely a vignette. And I'll just drag it down. I like that better than me using a power window to make a vignette. This is good. Like I said, a lot of the things that you do in the Dehancer node, you would be doing in other ones. But I feel like you're able, there's so much that you can do on this one, and then the rest of the nodes you go in and make little tweaks. And it's all about subtleties here. And I like this look. I do. One last thing that I would do, well, maybe a few. One, if I want to go in, I could go in to my noise reduction. If I just want to take it down a bit. And then I go over to power window. I'll make a power window. If I want to maybe darken this area over here on the side of my face. You really have a lot that you can do within this program. Like, this is definitely for creatives. You make the look. And then I'll just track it. And then I'll go in, and once this is done, I'll just drag the gain down. And that's my look. I'm good. Okay, so now we can get into the pros. One pro is it's very customizable. You have so many options within Dehancer. You can do so much in there. There are so many different combinations that you can come up with. Like, basically, you're gonna be making the look that you want. Of course, you could probably pull some stills from other sites, movies, whatever, ads, and try to copy it. But I think it's awesome that you can go in and basically use the sliders, and you can dial in the look that you want. You have a lot of film stock options. I can't remember the exact number that's in there. I want to say it's around 60 plus film stocks, but you're getting a lot in this program. They really have the creators, filmmakers in mind. Like they're really looking out for creatives, and that's awesome. Well, another thing that I want to say is it speeds up the workflow. Like, once you drop this on the Dehancer node, there are a lot of things that you can do within that one node that you would probably do like in the beginning of your node tree, possibly, maybe. It just depends on how you edit, but I feel like I could get a lot done in that one node once I dropped the effect on. So that's really beneficial. So I mean, you can create your own LUT, you know, you can save your look. So it's really saving a lot of time, like if you need to like move on to other things within projects. So that's really cool. I'll say that the price it's kind of hefty, but on the flip side, you have to think about the value that you're getting with the program. Just think of it as an investment into your craft. You know, you'll pay $299 for 1 year to use the program, or you can pay $449 for a lifetime. It is kind of steep, but it's an investment. You're definitely getting a bang, you know, for the buck. I'm not gonna say it's not a cheap program, not at all. It's well built in my opinion, and if they hadn't reached out to me, I was leaning towards investing into the software anyways. I will say that I have a 10% off code that you can use at checkout. Just plug in DRE, and that'll alleviate some of the cost, and it'll also, you know, give me just a small little kickback, which will go towards growing this channel. I really do want to make more videos like this so I can help you guys out, creatives, filmmakers, and whatnot. I really do appreciate you guys that have made it to the end of this video. You know, that means the world to me. I'm trying to build community here. I'm trying to show behind the scenes. I'm trying to educate people and basically show my filmmaking journey. So I really hope you guys come back, and I'll catch you on the next one.